Alright, so before we get into fillbiome, I wanted to give you a little update on some of the other things going on in the world. I'm picking up some copper bulbs right now. But yeah, you can see my inventory is jam-packed full of goodies. And in particular, there's one goodie, the heavy core, so we might be able to make a mace. The goodie bag is filled up. I can't believe I've gotten like music discs, which are super rare, and I haven't gotten any enchantments for the mace, which is a little bit crazy. Oh, wow, honey. Great. Fire protection 1 and breaking 2. That's not a very impressive chest plate. It can go hang out with the other not very impressive chest plates. You know, it's a real measure of character. When somebody's inventory is full, there's a block they want to pick up, and they have to get rid of something. Depending on what they get rid of, you can tell what kind of player they are. I don't know what that says about me, but it definitely says something. Probably says I'm lazy or something, because all these copper blocks are waxed. You know, I was trying to leave, actually. Hey, we need breeze rods for the mace anyway. Oh, pro tip for the trial chambers. Make sure you dig into walls, because you may find an area, that you haven't been before. And because I dug into this wall, turns out I found another ominous thingy. Maybe this one will be a little bit better. Oh, well, that's all I needed. I haven't gotten a single armor trim. That's awesome. That's crazy. No enchanted books, but all the music discs. That's almost rarer. Okay, so to make the mace, it's easy, right? It's just that? Okay. And then I'm curious what we could enchant it with. Density. I don't even know all the mace enchants yet. Density and unbreaking. What does density do? I just tried to put looting onto the mace. You can't do that. I was thinking about maybe replacing my sword with the mace, but looting is pretty valuable. We'll try it out for this episode, though. So here's what the flow armor looks like. Very breezy, and I think that the pants and the helmet actually look really good, which is especially useful since there's not a lot of good helmets and pants. But the orange is just too faded for my liking with the copper. That's why I use the rib armor trim, because it gives that darker kind of pumpkin orange. First enemy that comes along is gonna get bopped by the mace, so we can try it out. But let's switch gears over to fillbiome. So let me tell you a little story about this biome. When I first found it, I was looking for coral. So I was looking in these lukewarm, lovely blue oceans, and then I found this and I was like, oh, a perfect place for a resort, right? Well, a land update came out. I don't remember which one, probably Caves and Cliffs. And so I cleared unused chunks, and look at what generated back. This is not the scenery of a resort. This is the scenery of a frigid Iceland, maybe a ski resort, but definitely not not one where you want to go in the water. Now, in the past, one of the solutions has been to place, what is this? Kelp, where ice was forming. So ice was forming in all these locations. You'll notice we're in snowy plains right now. And it definitely works, but we're in a command block survival world, which means we have access to some very interesting commands. So allow me to demonstrate said command. Yeah, bamboo jungle. That sounds. We'll do replace. Although I don't actually know. I'm not sure what that actually does. We might figure out today. Anyway, so if we run this command, oh, that's what it does. You can replace specific biomes. Oh my. Wow, that's a lot of power. Okay, so we won't want this. We'll just do that. That did not do what I thought it was going to do. It says it's setting the entry, but it still says snowy taiga. Does it have to be a whole chunk at a time? Well, just for demonstration purposes, let me change this whole chunk here. Weird. So there's some sort of blending happening. What you can see though, it has changed to nighttime. Let me go sleep. All right. Now you can see it a lot more clear. There is very, very obvious differences in grass, and it says we're standing in the bamboo jungle, even though there's snow. So if we cleared out this snow, it would not be regenerating. Oh, this is weird. It says bamboo jungle here, even though the grass isn't the same color. So there's some sort of border happening. I do have biome blending. It is off. I'll turn it back on. We'll see. Oh, so these are a couple of like the blending squares, I guess. Yeah, it's definitely not a perfect one-to-one because like this is still snowy taiga even though it's inside of the border we just changed. So then maybe what we need to do is just take a peek here because we're going to be making something that can actually change these and balancing it. But what's like the minimum size we can do? Does it need to be like 3 by 3 maybe? That changed right away and it was bigger than a 3 by 3. Oh, this is funky. So I think the basic takeaway here is that this is an imprecise science. This is not like setting and replacing a single block. It's kind of like painting. You sort of throw a bunch of liquid there and, you know, the kind of generalish area changes. We can work with that. That's actually fine. Now this is pretty powerful. So normal methods like exchanging resources to run commands. There's command blocks under there somewhere. So a normal method is like this, right? We exchange resources and then we realize the bell has been removed. Hey, where'd the bell go? There's just a random bell over here. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be in the shop. I think it's supposed to be right there. Anyways, so we ring the bell and our 5 emeralds are exchanged for a villager. You can see his previous position by that ghost that apparently isn't invisible. Also, sometimes they don't come to the front. But yeah, it finds a librarian and it's like, oh, efficiency 5. We don't really need that for the mace, or otherwise I might trade it. But you can see like that's kind of a normal method. We exchange resources for some commands. But the resources always represent what the command is giving us. Like emeralds, villagers like them. So if we throw 5 emeralds on the ground, you know, it makes intuitive sense that a villager would be like, what? And they would show up. But we can't represent any and every biome. Like we can't represent that biome, any of the biomes with just some set of items. We would need either a million crafting recipes or else we would need one crafting recipe that just would not represent everything. So what's a more creative trade-off? How could we somehow get a biome, like collect a biome and then put it wherever we want it? And I was thinking, what if we use lingering potions? Now, honestly, I don't think I have any currently. So we'll just use this. So here's the basic idea. We craft a lingering potion. We'll say it's empty or maybe it's a very base form. We sit in a biome for a long enough time and slowly the potion will gain more and more power or like duration or something. Kind of like we're almost bottling the air. And then we could toss it wherever we wanted, and lingering potions have a duration. So based on how long we were in the biome, that could say how long the duration will last, and then maybe that influences how big the radius is. There it is. I honestly didn't know where the lingering potions or the dragon's breath is because I never use it. We can potentially make a special recipe for this so that we get a unique lingering potion so it won't interfere with other ones. Does it need to be splash? Yep. Okay. So it has to get turned into splash first. What should we make it into? Fire resist is a good one, I think. So there's our awkward lingering potions. Nice. Okay, so those last for 45 seconds. Let's see if there's any data on here that we can use. Not really. Now I do know for sure if we chuck one, this does, yeah, radius per tick, duration. I wonder if we could make the radius per tick positive and have it like grow over time. That would be kind of cool. We'll just try positive 0. That is a yes. Okay, so that's great because now that, whoa. Yeah, so we can really control, basically the longer we spend in the biome, the greater the radius will grow and therefore the larger area of affected. Now we have to pick which potion effect, of course. Fire resist definitely won't make sense. And I was thinking, what if we did a golden apple? Because that is called absorption. We can just have the absorption thing show up. So like if you toss this out, I'm not breaking it on purpose. It will show absorption as if like it absorbed the biome that you were in previously. And that's how it sort of gained its power or whatever we're going with. Additionally, we could make it cost a golden apple to make the potion. So you would need dragon's breath and you would need a golden apple. Both of those are pretty, like dragon's breath, you can get a lot of it. Same with golden apples. They're not like hard to get, but they are more rare and expensive. So that could kind of all get tied together. I'm sort of avoiding the hard part here because the hard part is how do we make this tick up over time and gain that duration? Like how can we A, see it and B, track it? Now you might be like, oh, this is easy, right? You just, give it some value. Like we're going to change the potion to be Minecraft absorption, for example. Unable to modify player data. This is the problem because we need to probably use item modify and then we'll have to increment somehow. Oh, I just had a thought. Another way of tracking it. This would be really visual if we could do this. I was hoping there'd be like a little durability bar. Phooey. Oh, okay, so we have to set max damage. Yeah, if we do something like damage 15, max damage 15, it'll have an empty durability bar that can slowly fill up the longer that you're in the biome, giving it a very, very visual effect. Obviously, we'd do more than 15 probably. And then we could also control basically the max radius. So like this would be a max radius of 15 or something. So it's not just going to expand across the entire world, if you were there, if you AFK for like a couple hours or something. All right, so we've hit our first snag here and we're going to test something with a command block to see whether this is possible or not. Basically, can the lingering potion detect the area, the area effect cloud? Like, do they both exist at the same time? Because if they don't both exist at the same time, we could be in trouble. So if this test works, it should say the name of the area effect cloud. If the test doesn't work, we're in big trouble here. So, we're in big trouble here. So what that means is that the thrown potion and the area effect cloud don't exist at the same moment, so we can't pass information between them. So that means if we're storing data in, whatever our potion is, like, for example, what biome it's from, we can't pass that information into the actual AoE. Oh boy. This project is beginning to scare me. Okay, so I just gave myself a lingering potion, and it has special data in here. This is where we would be storing the biome data so that we could macro it so I don't have to make 300 commands, although I'm probably going to have to make quite a few. Bare minimum 1 for each biome, which I don't really want to think about. But basically, the data is stuck on the actual potion entity. It doesn't transfer to the area effect cloud, but I summoned a marker, and it gets... Basically, it's writing the area effect cloud, so it's directly connected to it, and you can see it's transferred the anything yep, so that we can target the area effect cloud and actually get the data. So a bit of a janky solution, requires 4 command blocks to track all that, which is a little bit annoying. Progress, bit by bit. Look at that, it's filling up with durability very slowly. I think it would take 16 minutes to fill up all the way, but it can be used at any point. But yeah, that's definitely pretty slow, and it only works in the offhand. Yeah, it doesn't just tick up when it's in the inventory. Okay, things are moving along pretty good here, but I have a bit of an issue. So notice how this is basically empty. This should be a very, very small area of effect. But you'll notice it hits what is going to be about the max range, which is like 16-ish blocks or so. Whereas if I use one that is half full, it only seems to do about half of the duration. You can see it dies out about here instead of going the full distance. So there's kind of this inversion problem. And the basic reason is that it is not storing durability to the item, it's storing the damage to the item. So if we get this item, it's empty. That has 19,200, which is a number I've calculated for something. 19,200 damage stored in the item information, but the durability is 0. So when we're trying to copy over the information into the duration of like the area effect cloud, the only number that's stored is inverted. Now the easiest way to change this would literally just be to go to this item modifier, change this to false so it is subtracting the damage, and then we would have to get a full durability item. Oh. I mean, we leave this true and set this as a negative number. And then we get the full one, and it would slowly drain the durability to fill up the bottle. But that's not very intuitive, is it? You know what this means? Gotta add a scoreboard objective. And then we will have to just do math. There's no avoiding it. I think we only have to add 2 command blocks though, so that shouldn't be too bad. So we'll get the max damage, store it under full durability. This is a fake player. And then to do the math we have to do player's operation. Yeah. Whoa. Oh, chill out. It seems about 4 times too big. Had to mess with a bunch of math, like the radius per tick, and then how I needed to scale the operation. Basically, I made it so that it should take 16 seconds to get to the max of about 16 blocks, because the max amount of space you can change with like a command like fillbiome is 32, 32, 32. Anyway, you can see it's a pretty cool effect because it like slowly grows. Let's watch it closer. But like it gives it a really like creeping, slow moving, but it'll be, you know, pretty visible effect. So it should look like a pretty powerful thing, which fits, you know, this whole setup. So with that done, the only thing left is this. Basically, I collected, so you remember how we have the marker? Well, I collected a few bits of data. So we have the radius, we have the duration, and we have the biome. And I'm going to use those as macro variables when I run this function. Yeah, look at that. So it's going to be consistently applying the fill biome effect as it slowly moves out, which might be a little bit laggy, but I think it'll look really cool. So every time it's doing that say command, it's going to be running the fill biome. Lame. We can't do a custom recipe in here with like the golden apple. We have to do it through a crafting table. All right, so the way I did this is I required it to use blaze powder because I'm sort of mimicking the... There it goes. Okay, biome absorption bottle. It was having issues with the name because it wasn't double quoted and I don't know. Oh, I should have removed... There we go. I just had to hide additional tooltip with an item modifier. Sweet. So now we need a jungle, and I know there's a jungle close, but I can't remember which direction it is. Oh, I see it. It's past the icebergs. This was another thing that got replaced. Yeah, you can see the chunk borders here. Yeah, it's going up now. Oh, sweet. So we can actually collect the jungle air. And it says capturing jungle air too. Nice. And it should break, or not break, but stop. And then go again. Nice. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are. It's a little bit of a time waster trade-off, which usually those are not super amazing. I think I calculated it to be about 16 minutes. Oh, hey. You remember how I said the next mob? It's probably... Oh, he's gonna die before I get him. I missed. Maybe we test on these creatures. So, density. Didn't even one-shot a cow. Oh, okay. I didn't know this, but apparently the falling damage, I thought it was only with certain enchantments, but apparently it's just the mace by default. So you deal, yeah, you can hear the little sound. So even if this was unenchanted, it would still do more damage the further we fall, but density means we do more damage per like block fallen. Who needs rockets? What? Upward 8 blocks. Oh yeah. It must have counted a little bit of the vine damage, or the vine climbing. All right, let's try and just wind charge him and see how much damage that does. That's pretty fun. Oh, I missed and then took fall damage. Yeah, I think if you hit it, yeah, it negates the fall damage. Is this still going up? Ooh, we're in the green almost. Ooh, it's full. I'll swap to the other one. We could try something stupid, actually. If we fly up here, so that he can't quite, oops. So that he kind of gets pulled over there. And then I just unequip my elytra. Oh no. Oh, how did I not die? Alright, I'm gonna go straight up here. Take the elytra off. Oh man. I was trying to like land on the side of him, and that was maybe not a great idea. He ran into the water and just disappeared. I don't know where he went. Well, this should be good enough. Okay, here it is, the moment of truth. So I think we're gonna change this side because this is kind of the main area that I walk around in and stuff. I'm realizing now how huge of an area this is to transform. I want to get some of the ice in on it. Wow, that was uninspiring. Is this jungle? Oh, now I'm really glad we didn't use the big one. What in the world? Oh, I figured it out. Okay. So I'm running it from the area effect cloud, which doesn't have any of the tags, but I'm using the tag of the marker. So really what I need to do, I think if I do that, all right, let's fix the view once and for all. All right, this better work. Bam. Look at that. Okay, this hasn't changed yet. I want to see it. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, man. Oh, that's awesome. So this is all jungle now. Oh, wow. So it's jungle all the way out to here. So that block won't refreeze now. And honestly, I should probably get some bottled lukewarm water. Or lukewarm ocean. I only made it work with one biome because it's a lot of work. I'm kind of weirded out that the leaves didn't change. I'm having one of those like second guess type of moments. This is just because they're spruce leaves, right? I gotta make sure. Oh, yeah, okay. It's just the spruce leaves. So that means I'll have to chop down all the spruce trees and then replace them with stuff like this, probably. But look at that. It definitely doesn't do all the work for us, or for me. Like, I have to still, you know, clear out the ice, and actually I should probably not be breaking it with the Silk Touch pickaxe now that I'm realizing the water level is different. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Final thoughts about this. I think holding it in the offhand is a big problem that needs fixed. I think that like the length of time and all that, I think that would probably work fine if it was just sitting in your inventory and you didn't have to hold it the whole time. But again, let me know what your thoughts on it are. Like, do you think that that's a fair trade? Just sitting in a biome for 16 minutes? Is that fair? Is it too easy, too hard? Let me know in the comments. Upvote the ones you agree with, and you will be able to influence the world. Also, I feel like these kind of things really need like second opinions, you know? Because I'm like, it's a fine change. But if you guys are like, no, you're crazy, too easy or too hard, or I don't know, then I will change it accordingly. But anyways, that about wraps it up for this episode. That was a lot of effort. Oh no. It's gonna be really annoying getting rid of all this stuff, but it won't come back, and that's the main thing. Well, that's a pretty fun gadget that we made. I like this. I definitely think that we could probably use more acacia trees, even that, or jungle trees, I bet. But yeah, I'll go finish this up. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I hope it was a little bit entertaining for you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.